what do you notice after looking at this graph? Mark, what do you notice?
I noticed that all of the snow that has fallen total of this year, that the height, an average Canadian would barely, like, only the top of their head would be sticking out of the snow.
Okay, and why do you say that?
Because it says that the average height, the height of an average Canadian is 176 centimeters, and the total snowfall this year would have been 160 centimeters, which is close to it's just close to the height of an average Canadian.
Okay, anyone else notice anything? Ella, what do you notice?
I think it's called the axle with the thing on the side. It doesn't have
The axis? Right, there isn't an axis. Okay, you're right. It seems to be missing in this case. Anything else? Yeah, Simon?
Olaf is smaller than the historical average of snow.
How much smaller?
60 centimeters or
How many approximately? How many, Allie? If Olaf is 85 centimeters and the historical average is 118.1, how many approximately smaller is Olaf to the historical average? How much is it? Sorry. Okay, how did you figure that out? Okay. Now, anyone else figured out in a different way to what the difference was? Yes?
I noticed something on top of Jack Frost and Olaf. It says minus 156 centimeters and minus 85 centimeters.
What do you think that means?
It makes it.
What do you think that means? Jack M, what do you think that means?
That they're really short.
Okay, but how short? What does minus this mean? Okay, so that means, yes.
Because they're made of snow.
Okay, so what does that mean then?
It makes it colder.
Oh, so hold on a
The
minute.
reason it's made out of snow is because, and why they put a minus, because they're made out of snow and frost and snow is really cold, so they put a minus on it.
So the minus then isn't to do with the height. The minus is to do with the temperature.
Why did it say centimeters?
Yeah.
So what caused me some confusion as I looked at this graph? Allie?
I was going to say, like total this year would be like 160, and height of average Canadian is 176 centimeters. So, like, because a head is about
Yeah.
what, 10 centimeters.
Yeah?
So near it, like 9
Yeah?
or 10.
Yeah?
So then, if someone were to walk in it,
Yeah?
there would be like 10 centimeters their head,
Yeah?
and then there would be 6 centimeters of the torso.
Oh, interesting. And actually, I think Mark made a similar comment at the beginning. But what caused me confusion, though, Allie, what caused me confusion when looking at this graph? Elise?
Because it's like talking about the weather and then like how tall.
Right, there seems to be a couple different things working here. And if you were to take these minuses in terms of height, do the pictures match up with that? If these minuses were in terms of height, what should be true about the pictures? If those minuses were referring to height, what would be true about the pictures? Jenna? Why?
They weren't either.
Why, Jenna?
Because minus 85 centimeters is smaller than 1 centimeter.
They wouldn't.
Yes?
It really is because then because minus it with it would either be because you can't you kind of can't minus a measurement of something because there's like in measurement there kind of is no minuses.
Okay. Well, yes?
You could take away, but we don't know what we're taking away. If we are taking away
Yeah.
the historical average or the
Yeah.
height of average Canadian, that still wouldn't make sense.
And you know what I like here is even though we haven't necessarily come up with an answer, and I know we have a few more things to say, but even though we haven't come up with an answer, as all of you are looking at this, you're being critical of the graph. You're thinking about the graph. And we should be thinking about things that we see, which is exactly what happened when I had a look at the graph too. The other thing that I didn't notice, which was really throwing me off, and I didn't actually notice till I pulled it up now, is I didn't notice this decimal point. So how was I reading the historical average? Jack S?
1,181 centimeters.
And with that, why was that causing me a lot of confusion when I looked at this graph? Sky?
Because that's a lot of snow, and the total for this year was only 160.
And if this was 1,181 and the total for this year was 160, what should have been true about that bar graph? Harvier?
Should have been higher.
What one should have been higher?
The historical.
Right? And it wasn't, and that was what was causing me a whole bunch of confusion until I pulled it up for you right at this moment.